1045 The Team, your home for New York sports. We are getting ever so close to the Olympics and the Paralympics in Rio, and we're honored to have on the phone right now a champion in long jumps, and he's going to be competing and other track and field things as well, competing in this year's Summer Olympics. Regas Woods. Regas, for people who aren't up to speed on your story, tell us what led you to becoming a Paralympic athlete.
Well, it started. I had my amputation when I was about 2 years old. I had a congenital anomaly that prevented the proper development of my tib and fib. So I had my operation when I was 2 years old. So now, fast forwarding a little bit, I got into track and field at an early age and found out I was kind of good at it. And then I tried to break into the elite world, and I wasn't allowed to run because it was said that bilateral above knee amputees didn't run at that time, and that we had to race in wheelchairs. And I refused to race in a wheelchair. So goes back to my thing of overcoming adversity with a positive attitude. They counted me out, but I kept fighting, and I never gave up. And now I'm the national champion long jump, national title in the 200 meters in the U.S. I'm ranked top 5 in all of my events. I'm going to be representing my country.
You said that, when you started to compete, they said that you couldn't run. Did you have to have input on how to build the prosthetics to get to the point where you could compete nationally?
Yes, I did. I actually worked in prosthetics, building prosthetics for about 15 years. So I knew a lot about them. So I did a lot of the modifications and adjustments myself. So that's how that came about.
That's awesome.
Regas, what's your proudest moment been so far?
My proudest moment actually is at the Olympic trials. My kids being there, my mom being there, seeing me compete and not give up. I had a issue in my long jump, and it'll be aired on NBC closer time to the Olympics. But on my first attempt for my long jump, both of my running blades broke on me and sent me into a cartwheel into the sand pit.
Wow.
But I did not give up. Everybody thought that it was over. I got up, and they carried me over to the holding area, and I went to work. My prosthetic career actually picked back up at that moment, and I actually borrowed another guy's blade and won the long jump.
Wow.
And I showed, and that right there showed my mom, showed my son, showed my family and showed the world that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And no matter how bad it looks, never give up. Just keep pushing, keep moving forward.
Regas, when you hear, we're here in New York. I'm a fat guy, and I complain constantly about the conditions in Rio. When you hear the complaints about the conditions, do you just look at everything you've gone through in your life just to get to this point and go, "You guys are being babies"?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, but at the same time, you got to roll with the punches, and it's too late for me to turn back now. So. Going into Rio, I'm focusing on getting on that starting line, executing everything my coach, Tony McCall, taught me how to do, and just going out and doing my best.
Do you look at any of the stuff that you're hearing, like the safety concerns, the Zika virus, anything like that? Are you taking any extra precautions for that?
The Olympic team is preparing us for all of that. So, yes, we are.
What is that preparing you for that look like? What has the Olympic team told you, and what are they doing specifically to help you guys stay safe?
They're doing everything in their power. I don't know the exact or what's exactly going on, but they're over there making sure that we're going to be safe when we get there.
Regas Woods joins us, Paralympian athlete for the U.S., getting ready to compete in the Summer Olympics in Rio. Regas, now you are a national champion in so many events. What specifically are you competing in this summer?
Well, I have the option to run 3 events: the 100, 200, and long jump. We're still up in limbo right now if I want to do all 3 because this is the Olympics. So. My strongest events are the 200 meters and the long jump. So I got to go back to the drawing board with my coach here next week when I go to California to the training center to make the final decision if I'm going to actually compete in 3 events. I know for a fact I'm going to compete in the 200 meters and the long jump.
What would it mean to you? This might sound like a silly question, but I want to hear your answer, to win a gold medal in Rio.
It would mean the world to me because I've actually proved for years everyone wrong. Being an underdog coming in, that I could compete at the level. To show my mom, to show the world that it was worth it. All the sacrifices that have been made to help me to get where I'm at. My mom not giving up on me. My mom could have gave me up for adoption when I was a kid back in the '80s. I mean, a kid with a disability. I mean, who knows where I would have been? And I just want to show her that it was worth her while keeping her son. And it basically would mean the world to me. I mean, words can't really express the feeling. I don't even know the feeling, but I can only imagine being on that podium and the national anthem being played for the country, for my neighborhood, for the community, the family, everyone that supported me. It would make everyone proud.
Where did that drive come from? I mean, you were, you had the you had your surgery done when you were very young. Do you remember what it was like when you were 4, 5, and 6 years old, and how you felt and what you thought you wanted to do with your life? I know that's really a young age, but I know you had to deal with something that most of us could never even imagine at that age. What was that like for you?
The worst feeling for a child or a human being, period, is the feeling of rejection. I experienced that being different. It affects your test scores. It affects everything. And it was rough, but I had a strong support system. My mom, she used to tell me, "Son, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you." And she used to encourage me a lot. And that's what it takes, a strong support system at the house. And kids are cruel. So when I go to schools and do motivational speakings, I teach the kid about overcoming adversity with a positive attitude and treating others like you want to be treated. You never know what that person may be going through, and you never know that situation. Living in the shoes of Regas, life was hard. Kids picked on him because of the way he walked. As he walked down the hall, y'all, he heard them talk. Called him everything but a child of God. Why? Because he didn't have any legs. Went to his mom, and this is what she said. She said, "Hey, son, it'll be okay. The more they talk about you, the more you pray. Trust in the Lord. He'll show you the way. Never give up. Hey, you can do it. All you got to do is put your mind to it and pursue it. Lean on the Lord, and he'll help you through it. Trust me, I know. God came through, and he opened up doors. My life has turned around. My biggest haters make up the majority of my crowd, screaming, Regas, hey, you can do it. All you got to do is put your mind to it. Some call me the greatest, and some call me the best. But at the end of the day, I just call myself blessed. Man said no, but God said yes. I'm here to let you know that you can do anything if you put your mind to it, and to never say never, never give up on your dreams.
Regas Woods, Paralympian athlete, and going to be in the Summer Games in Rio. Regas, you're a true inspiration, and I want to know a little more about Never Say Never Foundation.org. Okay, Never Say Never is a foundation that me and my buddy Nick Stillwell came up with about 6-7 years ago. It was a dream of mine to actually have a foundation to help others, because it's so hard. It's been so hard for me to get help for myself, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody else. So he came in as a patient, and I got to talking with him. I was like, hey, I wanted to start a foundation one day to help myself as well as others. And his parents came and actually sponsored the foundation. They own a restaurant, Lee's Chicken, in Ocala, Florida. And they were actually first sponsors, and they helped erect the foundation. And what the foundation does is ease the financial burden off the parents and present the children with the opportunity to excel and live a social and normal lifestyle. We, through donations, we buy running blades for kids that can't afford it, as well as elite athletes. We also send them to different camps, and we bring the parents to the camps also. And our camps are totally free. All they have to do is just get there. And that's what Never Say Never is about, is genuinely helping people. And another thing about Never Say Never Foundation is we don't do the 10%
to the cause and the 90% to overhead, or however a lot of foundations are ran. 100% of what we bring in goes to the cause.
Wow.
And that we want to help as many kids with disabilities as we can. That's been an issue of ours also with the foundation is being able to get those big corporate sponsors or endorsements to come in to help us help a kid or help more kids. And that's what the Never Say Never Foundation is about, is truly helping.
Regas Woods, the part founder of NeverSayNeverFoundation.org. Go make a donation today. And more importantly, we did a segment yesterday, Regas, where we were talking about who you could cheer for in this summer's games. I think everybody listening to 104.5 The Team right now is going to be cheering Regas Woods at the top of our lungs, man.
Thank you so much. And my goal was to make it to the show, was to make it to the Olympics, to get on the starting line and get my name called. A lot of people are asking me about the gold and winning medals, and that's all good. But at the end of the day, if I don't cross the finish line and win a gold, silver, or bronze, I accomplished my dream. My dream was met. My dream came true. I stayed focused, and I made it to the Olympics. And from my understanding, in my hometown, I'm the first track and field athlete from Marion County to actually make it to the Olympics. So being there is an accomplishment in itself, and it would just be a bonus for me to get a medal. But the real issue here is I made it, and that's the story I want to get across. That hey, Regas Woods made it. He never gave up on his dreams, and you can do the same thing.
Already a winner, already a champion, but Regas, we're going to get greedy for you and cheer for gold, my friend.
Thanks, Regas.
Hey, I need it.
You got it.
Regas, best of luck, man. Stay safe in Rio.
Thank you so much.